YTV issue 2, Thinkertainment.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, move. People, places, ideas, now Thinkertainment. Feels like there's more intentionality in the second one.
100%, like when I did the first one, I I majorly approached it like I just wanted to make a magazine just for the sake of it. Like, oh, look at me, I can do this too.
Mhm.
But and that was supposed to be a one-off. I didn't intend to do it again. It's been a year plus actually, and then I just had the urge to create a magazine again. Thinkertainment as is something that I named it, but the art of embedding an idea to something aesthetically pleasing is something that I've always looked to and observed. So I thought, why not that being the theme of my magazine right now?
That's a very sneaky move.
Yeah.
Where you did that's a very sneaky move.
Yes, sir.
That's applying that to different forms of art, like looking at architecture, right? Seeing something and it evoking feelings and emotions in you,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I've seen quite a number of architecture around, and like the first thing that comes to my mind is always different when you see something else. You see this, you're thinking of something, then you see another architecture, you're thinking of something. Is that like the idea for
For
you
the
guys?
architectural
Yeah.
one, well, architecture obviously is something that when it's done at best, it can always evoke an emotion in you. I used to work at the Great Court in the British Museum. It's like the central area, and it was an architectural project by Norman Foster. And one of the my favorite things about that place is it makes me appreciate the sky more. And it sounds funny because obviously I'm coming from home. I saw the sky before I got into that place. But the sky being presented within that context of an aesthetics and the way the natural light hits the place, it just makes you appreciate it more. So architecture, when it's done in the best form, can definitely is always a form of evoking. Like we both work at an art gallery
Mm-hmm.
where you see art sits in, like it helps you take in the art more.
Yeah, context.
Yeah,
Context.
based on where it's presented, so it helps you take it more. And yeah, that's all through the power of architecture, that you're able to, like, a building can evoke something in you and also be aesthetically pleasing. It can serve two things at the same time. And yeah, people like Norman Foster does that for me. The Barcelona Pavilion in Spain also is another context for that. So yeah.
What do we? Is it compulsory for all art forms to have a message? Like having a message through your form of art?
Um, no, I don't think it has to be. For this magazine I'm speaking about,
Mhm.
for those that do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not advocating for it to have a necessary information or pass a message. But for this magazine, I'm speaking on, an intriguing art craft of people that are able to balance two things at the same time, and it happens effortless. Like even when you're taking it in for the viewer or for the consumer, it doesn't feel like you're you're taking in everything at once, or it doesn't feel like it's making you have to think, which is ironic. And I named it Thinkertainment mainly because it just sounded funny. It's not a direct explanation of what I'm trying to say. It just sounded funny, like a balance of think and entertaining, thinkertainment. That's What do you think? Is that funny? Did I ace that?
It's catchy
Yeah.
and funny at the same time.
Fair enough.
And funny at the same time.
Yeah.
And for me, these days, I think comedy is something I've been really interested in.
Who's your favorite comedian?
Dave Chappelle
Dave
and
Chappelle.
Matt Rife. Matt Rife does this improv kind of comedy that like he just uses his audience
Yeah.
to like make jokes and stuff like that, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's really really fun. But now there's a lot more cultural education and cultural commentary going into comedy, and I think it's also important because we need to see comedy as a form of art and maybe speak through it.
How important is it though? Because for me, at the end of the day, comedy is to make me laugh. Like that's the whole point of it. Like if I don't laugh, regardless of what cultural commentary you're making, if it's not landing, it's not landing. So I'm just mainly talking about those that are able to make the laughing part, like they're able to ace that, which is the necessary one, and then still have the skill set to embed an idea to it That's the subject
That's
matter that I'm
magic.
talking about. Yeah, that's the
That's
that's where the Andrew Schultz comes. That's my own favorite comedian. He's so funny, But that's my own favorite comedian. But those that are able to do that is what I'm talking about. But I don't think it has to. But comedy, if it doesn't make me laugh, it doesn't make me laugh. Music, if it doesn't make me feel something, if it doesn't make me dance, I don't think, regardless of like the Fela Kuti and the messages he passes, I don't think if his music doesn't evoke something, or makes you feel something, I don't think the messages would land. Which why obviously his message spreads faster than any advocate. Is it advocate they call them? What
activist.
activist?
Yeah.
It spreads faster than any activist like in Nigeria because he's able to attach it with something entertaining. Yeah.
Funny, I think I've looked at like my favorite artists, like the
Mm.
Kendrick Lamar, the Bob Marley, the Taylor Swift. I think they've been able to balance it and make the magic work. They speak for something and at the
Taylor
same time
Swift.
make beautiful music.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. All right. So, like for Thinkertaimment as a body of work, like what do you want people to feel?
um, I just want people to get on the wave of the exploration with me. It's an idea that I've had in my mind for a while, and I just wanted to talk about it. It's a magazine at the end of the day. It's not a book, so it's not heavily focused on that. There's also a lot more fun pages that for you to explore. But one thing definitely that I did with this issue that I didn't do much of in the last issue is writing. Like I focused on the last one. I won't lie. I didn't necessarily create it for it to be read. And I know that sounds like crazy because it's a magazine, but I I usually don't read magazines. I own a couple of magazines, but I don't read them. I flick through them, and I just like collecting them. Like if the cover is nice, 9 times out of 10 I'll buy it, and then I'll just keep it because it just looks cool. So sitting down and reading a magazine isn't usually what I would do. So when I was creating one, I approached it with the intention of for a nice flick, like to just flick through it, and that's cool. And then I'd get people texting me like, Abdullah, yeah, you made a mistake in this article. I'm like, why are you reading it?
Yeah.
Why you don't read it?
Just
Like,
enjoy it.
just yeah.
Just
So
enjoy it.
for this one, I definitely put time in the articles. Like the articles, I'm eager to have conversations about what people think. There are about 7 articles, I believe, in this one, and a lot of them. Some are written by me. Are written by some of my closest friends that we've always had some good convos with growing up. Some also are written by professional writers, but the topics and how they approached it are all great, and I'm looking forward to having conversations about that for the first time. So I do have something written down now. Like you guys people
Yeah, you can
complain
actually
about,
read
yes,
now.
you can actually read now, so
Yeah,
it's fine, it's fine.
yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because like moving from people, places, and ideas, and
Mm.
now more intentional for Tinkertainment to like what's the next thing for YTV? Or we're going from there?
I definitely do want YTV to be perceived as a magazine. At least that's the base. I don't want to say YTV is a brand that makes clothing. I definitely do want to touch on clothing. It's my mind goes through like different avenues that I want to touch on, but I need a base. That's something that I've learned within the past 2-3 years of doing like different projects. I started off with Yellow TV. I started off curating exhibitions, so it started as a platform for events, not even anything physical like product. And then um, I eventually went into making magazines and even designing artworks. So I definitely, moving forward, I wanted to have a base, which is to create magazines. So I do intend to make more magazines moving forward. Curation, of course, I came into this game as a curator. So I'm going to do more exhibitions, for the artists that I feel like needs to be seen. Um, and a lot more. I want to create a world around it, not just the the classic average magazine. I'm sort of like, I have a very fun mind, and I want that to explore through this brand that I have called Yellow TV. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
I mean, when you say you don't want it to be a brand, it's definitely going to
It's
become
good,
a
yeah,
brand.
yeah, I'm sure.
It's like a cultural movement.
Yeah, I know I'm just
Yeah,
blabbing at the end of the day. It's still come back to being a brand,
definitely.
yeah, but for sure I will write more. Should we call the
I think
game
I'm going
quits?
to get you very soon.
Yeah, it's all good, man. We can call it quits.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
It
fair
was nice
enough.
talking to you.
Yeah, man. Thank you.